Hey everybody, LC Rosie here, and welcome back to the O Ship Show. On today's episode, we are going through part 2 of Carrots with Nutella. I hope you guys all enjoy, and I'll see y'all at the end of the video.
Previously in Carrots with Nutella. Freddie! Bonnie gasped out between fits of laughter. Their laughter filled the whole room. After Freddie's tickling had subsided, the two leaned in together, giggling until they caught their breath. Freddie nuzzled closer to Bonnie. Their eyes met. Both of their cheeks flushed from the laughter and the close contact. "Want your Nutella with carrots now?" Freddie asked. His whole body felt warm and comfortable. Bonnie nodded his head and lazily opened his eyes. "Sure," he hummed. The two sat back against the pillows. Bonnie grabbed a carrot and dipped it in Nutella, and Freddie placed his hat on the bedside table. With the goal of making this treat last as long as possible, Bonnie began to nibble down on it. Freddie rested his head on the pillow and smiled, his eyes resting on Bonnie's face. Bonnie looked so happy and at such ease. It was a tender moment, and Freddie found himself not wanting to move or say anything at all, for fear the moment could vanish. Freddie's mind began to wander. As his thoughts always did, they returned back to their current situation, Bonnie's pregnancy. This kind of situation was new to both of them. None of the animatronics had gotten pregnant before this. To be honest, they didn't know that it was even possible. Now that they had gotten over that shock, the details on their situation had risen to the surface. Freddie slowly reached down and placed his paw on Bonnie's stomach. His actions made Bonnie pause. The rabbit had just dipped a new carrot and was ready for his treat. How many do you think we'll have?" Freddie asked. His voice was soft and curious. Bonnie found himself content with carrots and cuddles, so he didn't find himself being scared. "Well," he started. The idea of going through the end of the pregnancy still scared him, no doubt about that, but at the moment he was too comfortable to feel any fear. Bonnie took a moment to rack his brain on what Scott had told him about real rabbits and real bears. Bonnie tapped his carrot on his lips. "At most, we could have either around 20 kids, and the least amount we would be either 1 or 2. He finished. 20 for regular rabbit's litter and 2 for bears. But that was normal animals. Freddie and Bonnie don't quite fit that description in any way. Freddie's gaze narrowed, but he found himself smiling. "That's a pretty wide range, Bonnie boy," he sighed, bumping his paw against Bonnie's. He found himself rolling his eyes. One possibility would mean that they needed a bigger pizzeria. The other meant they just needed to take up another party room. What would happen if they ended up getting somewhere in between that number? Freddie found himself sighing, feeling a bit overwhelmed. "You are not very helpful, Bonnie boy," he sighed. Bonnie chuckled, dipping his carrot in the Nutella once again. He had told the truth, but it was definitely not a clear answer. "Yeah, I know," he teased. "But you love me." Bonnie giggled to himself. He couldn't resist being a bit of a little shit, and why not? Bonnie parted his lips for his hazelnut treat. But before the carrot could reach him, Freddie had snatched it away. "That I do," Freddie confirmed with a chuckle. If Bonnie was going to be a brat, then Freddie was going to be a little shit as well. "Huh?" Bonnie's eyes widened at Freddie's actions, but Bonnie quickly recovered. He narrowed his gaze and reached out for the carrot. Freddie lifted his arm up and dangled the treat above his lover's head. "Freddie, give me back my carrot," Bonnie snapped, reaching up for Freddie's paw. Freddie simply wiggled his fingers. "Nah," he chuckled. He was just out of reach. Bonnie huffed. Then he placed his paws under his chin. He had learned long ago that Freddie had a couple of weaknesses, but his biggest one, and the one that Bonnie loved to abuse the most, was a puppy dog eye trick. Freddie nearly always gave in when Bonnie used this. "Please, Freddie," he whined, even letting a little waterworks come out so he could get his point across. Bonnie really wanted this carrot back. Freddy's eyes widened at the adorable sight. Yet, his mischievous side was still quite active. Okay, Bonnie boy. He lowered his paw down, slowly guiding it towards Bonnie and then pulling it back. He placed the tip of the carrot in Freddy's own mouth. Bonnie's eye narrowed. The puppy dog eyes had failed, and now he was losing his treat! My carrot! Freddy tilted his head up and grinned, carefully balancing the carrot in his mouth. He locked eyes with Bonnie. Come and get it then, he purred. The sight of Freddy with a carrot in his mouth had no right to be as attractive as it was for the poor boy. Two of his favorites together? Oh, Bonnie felt like he could explode. He felt his entire face flush, his hands resting on his chest. Fine. Even though the two had been spending much more time together, Freddy still could make Bonnie's brain turn to mush. Bonnie slowly slid closer to Freddy, tilting his head up and parting his lips. He closed his mouth around the treat, feeling his body shudder at the taste of Nutella grace his tongue. Freddy placed his paws on Bonnie's hips and pulled him right against his chest. Bonnie gasped and nearly dropped his carrot. He placed his paws on Freddy's chest to steady himself. His eyes shot open to find Freddy's sky-blue eyes gazing back down at him. Freddy was enjoying this far too much. Bonnie slowly leaned in, taking more of the carrot. Freddy doing the same, so slowly, nice and slow. Both of them wanting to make this last. But sadly, that wasn't in the cards for them. Franny froze in their place, both of their eyes widening sharply and their hearts leaped. They heard the door creak open, and a certain scarlet fox leaned in the door. Foxy placed his hook and paw on the doorframe and leaned in. Purple guy is here. He says he wants to talk to y'all, he reported. Foxy had no sense of privacy, and it took him a moment to read the room. His one golden eye flickered between his boss and one of his best friends. It took him a moment, and oh! What was the boss and lovely little Bonnie doing? Snuggling in the bed with a shared carrot between them? Oh my. Foxy found himself grinning.
Hey everybody, I hope you all enjoyed that video, and if y'all want more content just like this, hit that subscribe button down below and hit that like too while you're down there. Have any of you actually tried carrots and Nutella? Because honestly, it's pretty good, especially if you got a sweet tooth. I will see you all next time on the O Ship Show. Bye!